Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, whichever applies. It's your guy, Catch These Hands. Back with another World of Warships Legends on Xbox One match in the Tier 5 Premium German DD, the T-61. Pound for pound, in my humble opinion, best ship in the game. I nicknamed this ship Vasil Lomachenko. If you like boxing or fighting or whatever, and you don't know who Lomachenko is, check him out. Anyway, T-61, great ship. We are going to dive right into some numbers here and some overview stuff. I didn't get the captain recording the captain card to flash on screen. So I'm just going to go with you guys. I'm going to pull it up on screen on my other monitor and go over it with you guys while we're watching the video. So the overview from Wargaming: tough ship, above average base HP rating, rapid reload, torps reload more quickly than average, and extended sonar. Sonar's range or duration increased. T-61 designed as an average size destroyer to be officially designated as a 1940 class fleet destroyer. The ships of this series were built in the Netherlands based on Dutch designs and components. She differed favorably from other same type German ships by her overall well-balanced combat features. Year of design was 1940. So one thing I want to point out, out. Okay, English. Mother, do you speak it? Name that movie. Anyway, what I'm doing here, I have the pretend sighted and could have torped him a while ago, but you see I was driving face on, and I talk about this all the time that, certain ships look like a knife blade pointed directly at you. In ships, submarines, there's a preferred firing position for torpedoes, and there's a preferred position that you want your opponent to be in. And you are going to have much better odds at hitting them if you can hit them broadside than just letting your torps go when they're driving straight on or straight away. It's so easy to avoid them. I have learned the hard way. Again, I repeat, the hard way. Wait until your target's broadside. Even with a minute 8 reload on your torps like the T-61 has, it can still be excruciating in this game to have to wait for that long. Get yourself into position, figure out their position, get torps reloaded again, etc., etc. So I waited for this guy to commit to a turn. Another thing I want to point out, like when we're all driving out from the spawn and meeting each other, especially when you're on the flanks, most ships, whether it be on your team or the other team, as soon as they see you, they break almost 90 degrees left or right, or from if you're driving straight on, or from that perspective, and a kind of a line gets drawn in the sand. I like to push that line a little bit, and that's why I knew that battleship also coming the other way, that line had been established by that point. I have ships behind me shooting at him. He's spotted. I know he's not going to keep driving straight. So I just had to wait and do another whole loop to get him to commit to a turn, but you were able to see what we were able to do to him for being patient. Man, it paid off. So Eric Bay is my commander. I have him at 16-1. Observant Rage, look at me now. Twist and track. Smoke on the water. Unstoppable. Survivability, 21. HP, 14,700. Armor, 8 to 16 mils. Artillery, 22. 4 by 128s. 2 up front, 2 in the back. Range, 10.3 clicks. Reload, 3.7 clicks. I forgot to write down the turret traverse. I'll check it in a second, but I want to say it's around 15, 16 seconds. It's not that great. Certainly, it's not as bad as the Gremmy, but I still try to be mindful of where my guns are pointed or where I want them pointed. Try to maneuver the ship around them a little bit, as much as you might want to maneuver the guns around the ship. Next, HE, max damage, 1,500. Fire chance, 6%. Just enough. I like to torture battleships, take some spots at them, take some shots at them, pick my spots, try to avoid incoming fire, and if I can just set one fire and then get torps off, You find a lot of players in Tier 5 still extinguish one fire. So you can really, really do some damage with the torps, but it is certainly not in Atlanta. You're not burning anybody out, generally. Your torp rating, 22. I think the torp rating here should be maybe a little better, but whatever, I get it. 2x4 centerline mounted launchers, amidships, 533 millimeter torps. Your reload time, 68 seconds. A minute, 8 seconds. It's awesome. 180 degree to turn time. 180 degree turn time, 6 seconds. This blows my mind that they got it. The torpedo tubes turn faster than the main battery on a destroyer, but whatever. Max damage, 13,700. These things hit. Torp detectability range by sea, 1.3 clicks. I wish that was like down in the 1 range, but whatever. It's cool. Torp range, 8 clicks. Torp speed, 65 knots. And depending on your commander build, you can tweak a lot of this stuff. I believe you can get these torps up to like 70 knots. I find 65 to be acceptable. Moving on. AA 17, who cares? Maneuverability 83, max speed 36 knots. You can get right up to just a tick under 39 knots with the speed boost. Turning circle radius 600 meters, rudder shift 4 seconds. All right, now to the one I love. To the one, I don't even like that band, whatever. Concealment, 99. Detectability by sea, 5.2 clicks. By air, 3 clicks. Guaranteed detectability range, 2 clicks. Detectability firing in smoke, 2.4 clicks. 5.2, and I notice I don't get spotted until it actually trips down to 5.1. So you can get up in there if you want to. Consumables, of course you get your damage con. You get your smoke, duration 21.2, dispersion 64.6, reload 240 seconds. You get 2 of them. Not the most stellar smoke out there, but not the worst. I wish I could have one more in a slightly faster reload, but, dreams. Engine boost. Max speed plus 8%, duration 120 seconds, reload 180 seconds. You get 2 of them. Again, we'll take you up to just a tick under 39 knots. Sonar, torp detect, 2.8 clicks. Ship detect, 3.9. Be careful. If you ever get pulled up into a tier 6 match, you might be going against the Moss, which I believe is 5.1 or 5.2. 5.2, I think, so be careful. Duration 92 seconds, reload 180 seconds, and you get 2 of them. Alright, so that's it. Back to the match. We're going to be getting ready to wrap this up here soon. Got the Laga. I hate those things. Cruisers are dangerous. Like when I was scoping out this whole situation once I kind of got back to our base and saw the Aoba and the Laga, and I think there was another Aoba out there somewhere, like a little bit frightening. At the same time, if you play your cards right and you have a little bit of luck on your side, you can take some cruisers down. Use that smoke correctly, try and stay out of the range of their sonar, hopefully you have someone spotting. So now, I don't know if you noticed, but I checked the range of the Texas, I checked the torp range, but then I checked the range to the island. I wanted to make sure he's going in front of the island. Where I screwed up, something to point out. Again, well, let me interrupt. One thing I want to explain. I'm not a great player at this game. I maybe have 10 Krakens. I would consider myself slightly above average. I have some decent games every now and then, right? But I like to coach. I like to help. I like to teach. And my own impatientness, God, man. I'm not that good with the maths, and I always prided myself on being good with the words, and then I do something like that. It's great. So, at any rate, I have a little bit of impatience in my play style. I'm used to playing Call of Duty and Battlefield and rushing all over the place, and I think I can do that in this game, and I've learned the hard way that you can't. So I get penalized a lot for it. High risk, high reward, very aggressive player. That being said, that Texas could have had him if I had caught something. This is just one point that I'd like to coach and teach. As a ship is coming out of a turn and that rudder is creating less drag, and that's not trying to turn the whole beam of that, or well, keel of that ship, that straight line, that knife blade point going down to the water, that edge, trying to twist that front engine, that front edge and that back edge against the water to make it turn, you slow down when you turn and you speed up when you come out of the turn. I definitely should have aimed those torps ahead of that Texas and missed them with all but one, because he picked up that much speed coming out of a turn. He probably picked up 5-6 knots, and that's a huge deal. So you can see I got around, got in a position, got my torps reloaded, tried to fire again, and he turned off. Now he's engaged in another battle. So a couple of these kills that I got were definitely lucky, and definitely, they had low health. I kind of learned my lesson so I get a lot of kills that I don't end up getting because someone else hits them right before my shells get there or whatever, the whole stealing kills thing. At the same time, the game is about the HP pool, what you're into it for, what your team's into it for, and what you can take out of the enemy team. So anyway, I'm a nice guy, got a little bit of a guilty conscience, and in my Jean Bar video, I don't know if you noticed, but I think it's a Colorado, and he comes by and I let him go. He has a fraction of health. I figured someone else was shooting at me, or shooting at him, and I let him go by. He sails away from me off into the sunset. He ended up staying alive for a while, being a little bit of a headache. So I don't care if I see someone with a little fingernail sliver of health. I'm going after him, and obviously my team is not having the easiest time getting rid of this Nuremberg, for example, or that Aoba. If no one was shooting at him for a while. A lot of dispersion, shells missing. There were a lot of dispersion, shells missing their targets in this game, both myself, my team, the other team. But sometimes you get lucky. We'll take it. Alright, so we got the Kraken unleashed there, and we still got 3 ships left. It's not normally how a Kraken ends up for me either. If I get it, it's usually at the end of a game, and this was pretty cool. So now I'm thinking this Texas has been a problem. I got almost all of my health. I have a speed boost left. I don't have a smoke, but I have a speed boost left. And I know the Texas is powerful, but slow in almost all regards. And then that dispersion, sometimes you're going to hit with a few shells, a lot of times, or sometimes you miss with all of them. I'm going to present the smallest profile I can for the Texas. I was thinking about dropping torps there. Then I get spotted, and I got the Omaha back there. So I said I'm just going to run up on this Texas and see what happens. Hopefully the Omaha won't kill me, presenting that same knife blade profile to him. So hopefully I can be hard to hit for him. And then maybe the Texas gets in the way, I can use him as a shield. There goes the Texas salvo, and I don't know if you noticed, but I did not get hit once. So that was awesome. Torps out. And profit. We'll take it. Cheeks clapped. On to the next one. So now the Omaha. Look at this Omaha should have just erased me. Deleted. Gone. But I don't know, man. Dispersion was definitely putting her foot down this match. And then here I gotta pluck at him 2 shells at a time. But then teammates finally join in, start shooting. Now I'm not so scared. They're chipping away his HP. He's focused on them, not me. One thing I probably should be doing here, like watching this in retrospect, I probably should have turned and ran parallel to him. Okay, there I go. I started to realize, hey, I can get all 4 guns involved. Hopefully do twice the damage of what I was currently throwing up. if they'll ever get around. All right, there we go. You can definitely run Madden as an influence on the build. I think I said I have Madden or Burke and Swirsky. I did Burke just for the dispersion because it was so maddening in destroyer battles. And I found since I did that, my survivability has definitely gone up more. But you can, if you wanted to mess with the traverse, you could pop them out for one of your inspirations, help out a little bit. And then that is also one of the perks, I believe, within Bay, but it's one of those perks where it gives you a positive or two, but then takes away something negative. I don't really like those type of perks. Every now and then I'll pick one that works for me situationally on that ship, but it's not very often. So as you guys can see here, we're able to get the Kraken Unleashed, +2, top of the leaderboard, won the game. Look guys, T-61, great ship. Highly recommend it. Again, as I said, I believe it's pound for pound, probably the best ship in the game. The Lomachenko. And there's not another ship that I find myself riding in more often. Every chance I can get, I'm in this thing. She'll be good for pubs and just doing whatever. She's an earner, so you can make a lot of money with her. But she'll also be great for ranked. If you like to play DD in ranked, it's definitely a little different than playing DDs in pubs. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for listening. And we will be getting some more content up shortly. Take care.